The following program is a public access production. Comcast is required to provide time on this channel and make it available pursuant to franchise agreements with the communities we serve. Comcast is not affiliated with the following program or the producers of public access programming and is not responsible for the content. The following program does not reflect the opinions of Comcast or its affiliates.
Hello and welcome to Cahnmann's Current Event Roundtable. Today we have an amazing show, and I'm still in awe of the show because I have the most wonderful women here with me today. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about who they are. In participation with the U.S. Department of State's Middle East Partnership Initiative through the Legal and Business Fellowship Program, 22 young professional women from the Middle East and North Africa have come to the United States to work in large U.S. companies and top-tier law firms. They've traveled to major U.S. cities, including Chicago, for 3-month internships. And the International Visitor Center of Chicago has been host to 9 of these fellows. Today, we are quite fortunate to have on Cahnmann's Roundtable 3 of the most amazing and highly intellectual professional women who will give you their impressions of contrasts of women in the Middle East. And they are from, first of all, I'd like to introduce, I got Rita next to me, which is, her name is Rita Buhan from Lebanon, and she is working this for the first, what is it, 3 months?
3 months.
3 months at Baker and McKenzie Law Firm. And we have Rua Sakwaf, very good, from Yemen, and who's working at Motorola in public relations, and she's the country director of the London press when she's back home in Yemen. And Amal Dahok, which is right over here. She's right over here from Kuwait, and she's the marketing research project manager when she's in Kuwait, and she's right now with Shop Local. So each of the 3 women that I have here, we haven't gotten to Peggy yet, they are fellows, and they're interning here for 3 months at the different companies, law firms, and big companies, big Fortune U.S. companies, is an exchange program. And Peggy here, who is right next to me over here, is the executive director of the International Visitor Center of Chicago, and has been the official host to these ladies. And I want to welcome all of you today.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Welcome.
It's great to be here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Suzanne. Thanks.
Okay, it's really a treat. And the most exciting part of what I saw today is we all had lunch together, and I couldn't believe that all these ladies were not from the U.S. I mean, we were just talking about Target and different shops and different places and all the different stores, and I mean, it was just like going out with my girlfriends for lunch. I mean, this was, it amazed me, and how well you all speak English. I mean, I couldn't go into your country. I would not sound like you. Can you imagine going to their countries and speaking the language, and you speak so beautifully. I mean, very
Suzanne,
nice.
This is the longest program we host with the department, with our visitors. Usually we have 800 people a year coming from all over the world, but they stay for short time stays. And these women, the 9 women that came this year, were able to stay in Chicago for 3 months, and we really get to know them and get to break down some of our stereotypes about women from the Arab world and the Middle East. And I know they might have seen some differences in the U.S. that they might have not thought of, or seen a lot of commonalities as well.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I noticed now, two of you are not wearing, and when we listen to the United States media, you know, in our news, we always think of the Middle Eastern women, they're wearing their burqas, and they're wearing their headscarves, or hijabs,
Yes.
right, and this is how all we're sort of stereotyped, and the only person here that's wearing it is Rua, and you're not, and also you're all wearing pants, because you know, just recently there was in the Sudan, there was a problem in the Sudan with one of the journalists wearing pants, and she got 40 lashes, and then they protested for her, and you know, it's kind of muddled, you know, the type of the situation that we're getting and the type of information that we're getting in the United States media. And I'd like you to clear it up. First of all, you're wearing the headscarf. You're not wearing the headscarf. Why? What is the headscarf all about, and why aren't you wearing it?
I have to start, since I'm the only one wearing the scarf here, by saying that wearing a scarf is part of being a Muslim. However, it is not forced upon you. It's a personal choice, but the misconception is that all women are being forced by either their husbands or their family, their parents, to wear it. I didn't wear it until I was fully convinced that this is what I want to do. This is more of a way to show your respect and your willingness to God, and it was a choice that I freely took, and I decided to wear it. So nobody forces you to do such a thing. It's you, and it's your belief, and it's what you want to do. So if you choose not to wear it, that's also okay, and if you choose to wear it, that's a personal choice.
That is interesting, because we always hear that the women have to wear it, they have to wear the burqas, they have to be covered up, and it's, you know, it's a religious viewpoint, but our cultural viewpoint, and then we need to clear that up, because the two of you now, you're Muslim, okay, and you're Christian. Okay, Rita's Christian, Amal is Muslim.
Right.
And why don't you feel you have to wear it?
I think what we need to clear up around here is, first of all, when you say Arab women, the fact is the Arab world is divided into 22 countries. Each of those countries have their own cultures, their own taboos, what is accepted in society, what is frowned upon in society. So what is probably the norm and what is expected out of women in Saudi Arabia, let's say, or the Gulf region, is very, to a certain extent, quite different from what is expected and what is the norm for someone who lives in the Levant region, let's say Lebanon, Jordan, or Syria. So we're both, even though we're from different religions, we're both Lebanese citizens. I was born and raised in Kuwait, so I present Kuwait in this program, but I'm originally Lebanese. And even in Kuwait, being a Gulf country, you know, even Kuwait is quite different from Saudi Arabia, even though they are within the Gulf region. Dubai is even more different and more unique. So I thought we need to clear that up. So it depends
because
on
you hear me saying the women from the Middle East.
Yes.
So I am also doing what everybody else does.
Exactly.
I'm putting you all together, right?
Yeah.
I'm putting everybody that's from the Middle East in one category,
and
because that's what we were trying to do. That's what our media. That's what our media does.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't think we hate or frown upon the fact that we are categorized as Middle Eastern women. At the end of the day, the region does have its commonalities. There are similarities among these different countries, but I think people need to keep in mind and accept the fact that these are different countries. There are, and even if you're in one neighborhood, you'd find different people of different backgrounds, of different cultures, and you'd find that right there, you know, in your own backyard, in your own town. People who live their lives differently and choose different things. And I think, you know, it actually surprises me that people seem to accept that within their own neighborhood but cannot perceive it in another, you know, country or region. And that's actually the way it is.
I like to hear Rita's point of view, and then we'll all jump in.
Yeah, so as Amal just said, so we both come from Lebanon, but I come from Lebanon, and Lebanon is in the Middle East, and Lebanon is an Arab country, yes, but Lebanon is not an Islamic country. So Christians exist in Lebanon as well as Muslims.